What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode. Kane and Ross present the Yeah I Said It podcast. We're expressing what our full capabilities until they want us in correctional facilities. Brainchild of my child. I'm the dad half of this operation. Ross Hooper, as always. I am rocking with the best. My co-host, introduce yourself to the folk.
I'm tired of looking left and right. We made a left, right? Because everything I feel that's left ain't right. I hope everybody's doing good, having a good day, week, month, year, hour, second, all that good stuff. And if you're watching on other platforms, thank you. Please share. Share with your friends, family, enemies, pets, all that good stuff. The Holy Ghost, white Jesus, all that good stuff. And if you're watching on the tube, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Because if you don't, you ain't listening to God.
Stop, yo.
Stop, yo. You know really? What happens if you don't listen to him. So I suggest you listen to him and do what I just said. You feel me? But nah, jokes aside, we appreciate the support we've been getting lately. And we freestyle on this one. So enjoy.
Yeah, off the top of the dome, it's a lot that can happen. What we usually get all things on nice and organized, news desk like. Now I think there's a lot going on, man, and we ain't want to leave you on the podcast. So in lieu of being super strict with a whole bunch of topics, last stuff we can touch on. Shauna, where we want to start? Let's see. I'm gonna start with what we literally just talked about before we went on air. Your man's in them. John Gruden got fired. No, he didn't get fired. My bad. He resigned. John Gruden resigned because there's some angles with this when you think about it. It's a matter of blue pill or red pill. What if I told you it's some deeper shit? A whole bunch of emails came out because they were investigating the Washington football team, artists formerly known as the Washington Redskins. And apparently, your man's John Gruden was sending some emails with some real inflammatory things to say. Now, here's the story as I know. I know some emails came out. He was making fun of NFLPA president DeMaurice Smith, a black man, talking about his lips and so on and so forth, some other shit. That happened Friday. NFL exists in my periphery. If you've been following the show, you know I don't really F's with the NFL war like that. But I knew that happened Friday. And come Monday, I was wondering what was going to happen for real, right? I'm like, is he going to fire me? What they going to do? Because he made a whole bunch of racist remarks. And this was like 7-10 years ago, something like that. And I'm like, we not where we were then. But I wondered what's going to happen to him. And sure enough, come Monday, Coach John Gruden resigns. I'm like, damn, yo, they brought the man's back on a 10-year, $100 million coaching contract. And he out because he ended up being a racist white guy.
Yeah, that's rare in the NFL.
And that's where I was about to go. But from what I've heard, that wasn't it. That wasn't the only reason he got fired. It was some other stuff he said too in the emails.
Basically, he went on everybody's throat. Unless you're disabled, you're safe.
Wow, yo.
But everyone else, you catch this word too. Anyone you can offend, he got you. Wow. And like I said, he seems to be more of the fall guy because they haven't released the full emails for everyone yet. And I don't think they will because it probably implicates a lot of people and maybe some other owners. Wink, wink.
You mean like the same owners that had an issue with Cap kneeling and they blackballed him? Those owners?
Yeah. The good old boys club, country club.
Just the good old boys. Never meaning no harm.
Okay. All the owners except one are old caucus people. So what do usually old, successful white caucus people think? Or how do they think? Kind of the same terms that John Gruden was talking about, because he was talking freely on a work account or somebody else's email work account. So, of course, when you talking to somebody, email, text, you don't think the FBI is going to investigate what you said 10 years ago. and it will get leaked out. But when you talk in private like all that, that's how you feel. And like I said, Keyshawn Johnson said it best. He was like, "Son is a fraud." Like he been saying this years ago that he had. I think a couple people or that were coached by him was saying like, yeah, he one of those type of people that say something make you feel good in person, and then as soon as you walk away, be like, yeah, this nigga trash. Like you're a great quarterback, man. This nigga trash. But yeah, nah. I say.
Right. He decided to make a guest appearance. Hello, Sidorak the cat. Hello, Si. But it's issues because I'm like, how many levels of this do we want to touch on? Because I'm like, the fact that it's an email. We learned how long ago that emails never disappear. So
No
you
text.
felt confident enough to talk all greasy. And like, apparently whoever was on the other end of it was cool too. It's an email. And you was like, you know better than the like, look, we live in an age where if I'm not verbally having a conversation with you, you need to function like that shit might be being recorded or found or whatever. Right? But you sent this in an email all willy-nilly. So clearly you and a few other folk was good with what was being said. Then it's like, okay. So how deep does the rabbit hole go? Like you said, so now I gotta wonder who knows what. What other owners? Because remember, this is an investigation to the Washington football team, also known as the Washington Redskins, whose owner declared for years, I will not change the team name. I found 3 indigenous Americans that said we was cool with it. Never mind, I probably paid them off to say it, but I found 3 that was like, well, nah, we don't mind being called Redskins. Jerry Jones' bum ass. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all Cowboys fans. Jerry Jones' bum ass was pretty much like anybody kneels can't be a cowboy right up until he did some performative bullshit and kneeled himself. Let me get out here and look good for the cameras. And we circle back to Cap. We circle back to Colin Kaepernick, whose special is coming out in the next couple weeks on Netflix. I can't wait to watch it. Trying to organize a watch party as we speak. But Cap got blackballed. And let's be real, you have 31 billionaire owners with unlimited resources, yet they settle. So it amazes me how Cap took money. Cap took money. Yo, Cap took money because it was offered. What does that mean? That means 32 billionaires didn't have enough evidence to disprove they kicked this man out the league for taking a knee for how black people are treated by the pigs. So anyone who thinks this shit might be bigger than Gruden, say I
like I said, he was the fall guy. He had to. Like I said, the full emails, the full scope of everything might never ever be released, or even if it does, and it implicates a lot of owners and implicates what we've been saying on this podcast for a while. Old rich Caucasian men kind of all think alike. They're back from an old bygone era, so of course they're going to think a certain way about people. Like it would not surprise me if there was emails of them saying some racist ass shit throughout the whole amongst each other. But the NFL was so goddamn too big to fail. It probably wouldn't even matter. If everything gets released and it turns out that every single one got dirt on them for saying some shit, y'all still gonna watch Sundays. Still gonna be tailgate parties. It's still gonna be in the stadiums. Like I said, the NFL is too big to fail. And what's also was brought to my attention is Roger Goodell hasn't said shit.
Oh,
like
wait, whoa, time out. Yo, so even have you heard a statement as of today? It is Friday. Nope. But even as of today, no, whoa.
He hasn't said shit. He's been it's almost like the little boy got told by his masters, just shut up, let it go away. It'll disappear. Don't say a word.
No, why would
like something as big as scandalous as this NFL got a lot of problems right now in terms of image, togetherness. We can all stop races together, racism together. We're together. But it's some boy shit. The NFL commissioner who got all 32 owners stuff in his mouth ain't saying a damn thing since this whole thing's broke up. I wonder why.
Wow.
I wonder why. That doesn't raise your antenna?
Just a little bit, just a smidge. It's just, and I'm just like, so another level to this. Why is that the default? Because every white liberal, every white person, especially every white liberal, I don't have a racist bone in my body until you piss them off. And my question is, why is that the default with a lot or some white people? As soon as you get pissed off, the N-word comes out. As soon as you get pissed off, some racist shit comes out. Why is that your default? Because believe me, when I get pissed off or pissed off at a white person, cracker, you hunky, none of that comes out. I'm like, worst case, and that's why I don't get pissed off often. Once upon a time, as you all know, I had a really bad temper, but it's like I'm not. A racial slur doesn't come to mind. Punch you in the face multiple times, that absolutely comes to mind. But it doesn't hit me to be like, I know. It doesn't hit me to be like, you crackety ass cracker. It's not in my brain. So I'm like, why is it when some white people get pissed off, the default is racist? The default is N-word. The default is a homophobic slur. Why is that baked in? It's so,
because that was the norm throughout history. Like, it ain't changed. That's, like I said, once upon a time, they had a way with saying all that shit. Now, times are a little different. And then when they say that, and right now, I think why they're saying stuff like that now is to bait you, because they know you're going to get a reaction if somebody says that to you. And you know how Caucasian people react when they feel threatened. You know what they do. It just seems like a bait switch now, just to get a reaction, because there's nothing else you can really say or do.
But I don't know. I mean, racism is not cool. Like one of the things that and I never thought about it from a social standpoint, and stay with me on this one because it seems like a crazy analogy. One of the things that, and I'm not necessarily saying it's a good thing, coming up through the 80s, being a crackhead was never cool, right? It was never, like, speaking from someone who lived through the era, being a crackhead was never cool. Being a crack dealer was way more cool. Now that shouldn't have been cool either, obviously. But being a crackhead was never cool, right? Fast forward about 20 years. Lean is cool. Promethazine is cool. Perks is cool. So somehow being a druggie is cool. Now, before, we have the inverse going on with racism. Once upon a time, racism was cool. Should have never been. Racism was cool. But we live in a world now where racism is not cool. Like, I see more and more people on IG, more and more white people on IG whose whole pages are dedicated to fighting racism. I want to take a second to shout out Jolly Good Ginger. If anyone is listening, please go follow Jolly Good Ginger. White guy who admittedly was raised by racists and now is dedicating his life to fighting racism. It's the coolest shit you've ever seen. But I'm saying, like, it's weird because racism isn't cool now. So I'm still dumbfounded on how many white people are really like okay being and doing racist shit or not understanding, we ain't there. Like, fam, no, you can't make fun of black people's lips. Just no. You absolutely cannot. Fam, no, you cannot make a chicken and watermelon joke. You can't. You just can't. You absolutely can't. No, you can never dress in blackface on Halloween. Well, why can't I? That's not right. You can't do it. You can never ever hang a noose anywhere as a joke. It's racism is no longer cool. I am dumbfounded at the amount of white folk who don't understand shit ain't cool.
I'm not. Racism is a what's the word? A
Systemic?
suspension of common sense.
Oh, yeah.
So
But
like they're not really smart to begin with. So and socially or mentally or whatever. So I'm not surprised by that. It's just it
and
is what it is. I'm just glad
it's just
people are getting called out about it and some actual consequences for it. Well, unless you're a pig. But other than that, yeah, it's just I don't like I said, I've said this a long time ago. I think if I say on there, I don't know how you kill a mentality. Like that's the mentality they're choosing to go with.
time.
You can't force someone to change their mentality.
Time.
So
Time. Give it time.
yeah, you can, but they're going to pass that shit on to the their generation, and I don't know how you can defeat that.
Time. It's the same answer. Think about your generation. You were born in the 90s. I was born in the late 70s. From my point to your generation, look at the movies. I grew up, like I said, I grew up in the 80s. You go back and watch some 80s movies, and some of that shit is so ridiculously stereotypical and borderline racist. It is crazy. You know how much shit you couldn't get away with? Like, you Blazing Saddles probably couldn't be made right now. Because Blaze is a classic late 70s movie, but you couldn't make Blazing Saddles right now. It's too sensitive. And some of that is rightfully so. It's a different time. Your generation ain't with the shits. Your generation riot it. Your generation will burn shit down. Your generation has white people in it that'll be like, nah, F this. Mine, eh, eh, eh. It's 80s. It's Reagan era. The white people got really, really rich. White people got really, really rich during the 80s. So it's different. So, but to go back to your point, it takes time because you know what's gonna happen? One of three things. Time is going to A, kill you and your mentality. You're gonna die old and racist. B, over time, you're gonna get older and have wisdom, right? And your offspring's offspring are gonna show you the world is different now. Or C, combination of B and C. But one way or the other, time changes things, and we're in change. We're I think you were right though. I think we've changed. Mistakenly, I think we've changed a lot more than we actually have. You were right.
Right about
So,
what?
because you and I said, you said not much has changed since the civil rights era, and I challenged you on that. And I was like, no, it's a lot different. But I had to sit and think about it. The laws have changed. Mentalities have taken a long time to change with those laws.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But I mean, maybe you're right. Hopefully you're right. In time, everything will change. They might not have a choice anyway, especially in this country because it's becoming a brown country anyway. So everyone's going to be colored anyway or biracial anyway. So I don't know how you're going to be racist then, but they'll find a way.
Yeah, I mean,
But
yeah, because I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully time is the cure to mentalities. Because other than that, I don't see anything that's going to fix it like right away. Is going to be a fix, especially with the people who are in positions of power are still in your era or past your era or before your era in a bygone era, prehistoric times. So
Right.
we gotta wait for him to die out. I don't know when that's gonna be, but
Yeah.
we're gonna see.
And I don't want to paint, I get what we're saying here. And I to save people the trouble, to save people when they hate white people. No. Because here's another fun fact, right? The sad reality of it is this: nothing gets done without white help. It's the bottom line. Nothing gets done on white help. So if some white person doesn't decide Jackie Robinson can come out of Negro Leagues, nothing changes. Some white person doesn't decide, hey, brothers can play in the NBA. Like it doesn't happen without white help. So that is to say, I recognize, those that from the John Browns forward, the white brothers and sisters that's been down to struggle for real, like for real, for real.
Yeah,
But
that's
I'm
why
just
we call them white allies. And like, yeah, like I said, we don't have issues with Caucasus people. We just don't like racist Caucasus people or in
right.
denial indifferent Caucasus people because that's dangerous too. But um, we rocks with people, all people who rocks with us, and that's down for the cause and just wants life to just be fair, fun. Because like I said, there's only three things guaranteed in this world, and that's for everybody, no matter your race, your religion, sex, or whatever. And that's death, taxes, and some trouble. So we all going through the same things on the surface. So we're not immortal. At least I don't think we are. But yeah.
It ain't for lack of trying. Let me think. So we were talking about this earlier too, and it's like it's. I'm gonna start off with a post I saw. Another good friend of mine, another Bamani Arma, based out of DC. Baba got bars. Please check him out. Educator, rapper, all around awesome black guy. Um, but he had one of the funniest posts I've seen. I'm like, I shouldn't laugh, but it's funny as hell. He was like, yo, I haven't watched First Take in a while, but man, I really miss Max. I mean, who's left to give the black perspective? I'm like, oh, that's cold. That's just cold right there. Like, wow. Um, Stephen A. Smith, highest paid sports person on ESPN, and brother, stop it, stop it, stop it. Has made some very interesting remarks lately, especially in reference to a one Kyrie Irving. Now, it's a matter of perspective. Um, I will take this perspective that is devoid of race first. Apparently, it's been said that Kyrie isn't actually a quote unquote anti vaxxer. What it is he's just trying to be a voice for the voiceless. Now, removing the racial component for a moment and just looking at this at what it's been turned into, pro vaccine versus those who choose not to, right? I think that's commendable. I think that's admirable. And let me be very clear, even if I was with being vaccinated, I still would. Because you got to remember, let's be real, this is a capitalistic, money driven society. Kyrie ain't got to do none of this. He ain't getting paid for this. It's literally costing him money and could potentially cost him his NBA career, right? But he's doing this to allegedly be a voice for the voiceless. And right now, people who decide not to be injected with anything are slowly becoming voiceless. So when you have a superstar like Kyrie Irving saying, hey, whether I'm for a vaccination or not, these people deserve to be heard. And since I have a platform, I'm going to be their voice. To me, that's admirable. Stephen A. Smith thinks otherwise. Stop, yo. If you can't, you for those listening, you can't see it, but he's holding up a C, as in his affectionate nickname, Stephen C. Smith, Stephen Coontastic Smith. Um, but when you now, that's the thing. When you put in the racial component, to me, that's the part that makes Stephen A. Smith look very shaky, because I'm like, you should understand as a black man, as a black person, a black man, that there should be some hesitance on just getting injected with anything, right? A country that is notoriously not cared about you all of a sudden does. I understand the hesitance. You should respect the fact that Kyrie's not being a company guy. If Muhammad Ali, so Muhammad Ali decided, I'm starting to think Stephen A. might have been the dude to condemn Ali for not going to the war. You made a commitment to your country. Like,
That's
no.
that's a bad comparison. That's totally
Is it? Is
yeah.
it?
Muhammad Ali was drafted in a war, and his stance
Right.
was, I have no beef with people over there. That's y'all beef, and it's against my religion to do so. So you're forcing me to do this shit, and I don't feel like it's morally right.
What?
Like I don't.
And Kyrie's not being forced to be vaccinated right now.
No, he's not. This is like, what? Like, I'm sorry. Muhammad Ali is different because it's a different era, and like I said, it was that go to war or go to jail and lose your career. Kyrie can get traded and still play in the NBA. I think he can still get paid for this season. I think he's still getting paid this season. I don't think they voided his contract. Now the Nets said that they're not going to re-sign him or give him an extension. So his career with the Nets is probably over unless he gets the jab. But like Muhammad Ali's was a little different. Like I didn't want to go kill people for a country that doesn't care about me, still racist as hell, still segregated as hell, but you want me to fight in your war against people I have nothing against. That's against my religion. And if I don't do it, I go to jail and I lose my career. That's a little something bigger than what Kyrie is taking a stance on, in my opinion. But I agree that it is admirable that he's trying to quote unquote talk for the voiceless. Like I said, he said some things on there. Now listen to the whole thing on his Instagram live where he kind of agreed with what we've been saying the whole time. Like I said, he's not necessarily an anti-vaxxer. He just doesn't like the idea of people being forced or coerced into taking something that might not deem necessary. Um, but he says he doesn't want to retire. He said he still wants to play. He said he still he doesn't enjoy losing all the money that he's about to lose. So, like I don't know, Muhammad Ali thing, that's a completely different circumstance. I mean, that's way bigger than anything. But like I said, it just seems like he has no friends in the media. He's done some crazy things. Like there's some things I can't defend. And I'm not even a company man at all. Trust me, I'm not. Like last year, you just took personal days off and didn't tell nobody. Just disappeared. Steve
Right.
Nash ain't no shit. The managers ain't no shit. So he's supposed to start today. I don't know. I don't know where he is. Like business etiquette, like at least give a heads up. Like I'm taking a personal day, something happened. Like give a heads up. That part I agree with Stephen A. and what Mr. Shannon Sharp was saying. But outside of that, it's like no, he doesn't stop with the you owe your teammates this, you signed a contract for this and that. When he signed that contract, there was no New York mandate. So that wasn't part of the deal. That this shit just recently happened. So he wasn't really expecting to do all of this. And like, do this for your team, you're being selfish. Like, man, teams, you seen what happened to Isaiah Thomas a couple years ago? Sister died. He had a bad hip. What they do to him? He played through it. Played very well. Played through the pain and the emotional trauma. And what did Boston do? Ship his ass away. Now he's lucky to even get minimum contracts when he really should have got a max deal or at least something close to it for all he sacrificed for that team. So teams don't care about you. Stop making this, like I understand it's the teams, I played on teams, I get it, but at the end of the day, it is also a business in the professional leagues. And they don't care. And like you said, business has no emotion. It's just business. So they will let you go, trade you in a heartbeat. So I just don't like the terms I just don't like how Shannon, Stephen C. Smith try to play this good company, man, do it for your team, being selfish. Like, nah, this is bigger than basketball. This is people's livelihoods. This is his life. And sometimes you gotta think it was best for you and your family. Like, screw the team sometimes. Like I said, the team doesn't always have your best interests at heart. They're gonna do what's best interest for the team. So I don't go behind that mindset like we're a team and blah blah blah. You should do all this and sacrifice. When a team don't sacrifice for you, but you gotta do all the sacrifice and blood, tears, and sweat, leave your body on the line every day for them not to necessarily really care. So
Right. I mean, owners ain't got to take it. This is the thing. Like, so it's like I'm pretty sure owners ain't got to take it. I'm sure the implication is there, but let's be real. If an owner doesn't take it, who's gonna know? Who's gonna care? So it's I don't rock with Stephen A on this one. I just don't. I think it's a mindset. I don't think he's been a company guy per se. I think he's been a company guy accidentally. I think this is more reflective of his mindset than his status. He's gonna, he's team. He's about the greater good and da 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 da. I'm like, what's interesting is this country is filled with individualism, elitism, and those who want to be seen as, themselves. But just as quickly they want to go along to get along because they've been told the greater good is what's happening. And I'm like, what did he say? Don't be fooled. These people, their moral code, when things go wrong, they will eat them, so they will eat each other. Yeah.
See that?
Yeah. Yep. There was our obligatory Dark Knight reference. Yeah. But I don't rock with Stephen A on this one. I haven't heard remarks from Shannon, but you gotta remember Shannon, old country boy. Now it's not being old country boy, but again, both Stephen A and Shannon come from an era of certain rules and ideals and principles that may or may not apply current day. So there's that piece. Yeah, 100% respect for Kyrie. Regardless of my own personal stance, I respect what he's doing either way. What else?
No allies in the media, not even from people that look like him.
Wait, there was somebody that did. Gosh, I cannot remember who wrote the article. But it was some Tamika Mallory. Yes, Tamika Mallory, civil rights activist. Tamika Mallory was riding with Kyrie, so that's cool.
I'm just saying, like sports media and main media, because like I said, this is why it's dangerous, and I don't like what's going on. From my personal views aside, we just keep hearing one side of the story and one side of perspective, and everyone else that has another side is either being pointed out as a villain, selfish, or being flat out silenced.
Right. Yeah.
And that's like, I don't know how that doesn't raise people's eyebrows, but then again, if you're on the pro side and it fits your agenda and your narrative, then you wouldn't care about the other side or other people being silenced and the truth. It's like I said, two sides to every story, and the truth is in the middle. You got to hear both sides, even if it's bullshit. But I mean, yeah, it's just silencing the one-sided that I'm seeing, even in sports media and all that. Like, it's just purely one-sided, one view, like by everyone, and that's just scary to me. It's like, wow, no one questions it. No one questions it. It's just
no.
It's crazy.
I actually had somebody try to come at me yesterday on a Facebook post about it. Because one of my homegirls was on a post and she was dropping some knowledge, and this other person was saying that's not true, this and that, these are alternative facts. And I'm like, so I responded to my homegirl, and I was like, now, stop trying to convince people who don't mind being injected with things of anything other than why it's cool to be injected with things. It's going to stop trying to make sense of it. It's going to give you too big of a headache. Right? I'm talking to my homegirl that made some initial comments. Other girl that was on the post ain't saying nothing to her to first. We understand what you and your kind think. Like, good luck out there. I'm like, I had to respond. I said, I respectfully, I literally wasn't talking to you. Like, if you enjoy being injected with things, and best say, look at you. That's the problem now. Look at you being all intrusive. I ain't saying nothing to you at all, but you feel need to stick your nose in for the greater good and try to educate me. This is the problem with you liberal pro jabby types. Y'all want to stick your nose in. And I literally wasn't talking to you at all. But here we are. And I'm just like, look,
That
fam,
is.
here's a hard truth. It seems like it's a certain group of people that got a hard time accepting the truth. Everybody who want the shit got the shit. Move along. Okay? Stop trying to guilt people. Say it's your fault. You're selfish. You're killing grandma. Stop. Just stop. Um, going back a little bit, Jay Will, because this whole thing, that's the thing that kind of got overlooked. Jay Will, all-world Duke point guard, had to chin check your man's on that. Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. wanted to go off the deep end, and Jay Will had to check his ass a little bit. He was like, "Look, I'm now. Hold on. This is the part that got me. So Jay Will is double vaccinated and has gotten COVID twice. But I'm gonna let that one go for a minute. I'm gonna just, for those at home, think about this for a second. Been vaccinated twice, got COVID twice.
But he didn't die.
Yeah, that's the comeback. That's always a comeback. Good thing he got vaccinated because he would have been dead otherwise. But he was like, he doesn't. While he thinks everyone should be vaccinated, he respects Kyrie's autonomy over his own body. See how that works? Didn't call him. He even chin check Stephen A. Smith. Like, look, calling people stupid and all this other shit for not doing it changes the narrative. It doesn't make anybody not. It doesn't make anybody think want to see things from your point of view. I don't care. Stephen A. being Stephen A. That's just stupid. Blah 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 blah.
That's why nobody. That's why your ratings dropping. Like, I'm sorry, you just seem like an angry black man that just yell all the time, but you're not even right when you yell. Like, I'm like, just stop.
Right, right. But that's that. All right. So we can't. We may not go too far off the ledge here, but we wouldn't be purveyors of truth and honesty if we didn't at least touch it. Chappelle's special just went by. Um, if you haven't seen it, I implore you to go watch it. You can. Or wait. Let me be very clear on this. For anyone listening or watching our podcast currently, if you're not seeing the Dave Chappelle special, watch all of it. Get through all of it. Because there's been a lot of noise made. And I kind of wonder if those making the noise to have seen it all the way through. Now, what I was gonna say is, we don't really have to get into the minutiae, the specifics, the nuance of what was said. What I'm hopeful for is there are conversations being had between groups of people who normally wouldn't have them. I think if that's why I said get to the end, because I think that's part of what Dave was trying to do. Get people who sit on opposite sides of the aisle to have some real conversation.
Yeah, like I said, I agree with you. Watch the whole thing because Dave Chappelle is the master of being himself and talking about real issues and making a joke out of it. And I'm not going to defend him because he most certainly doesn't walk the line. He skips over and stumps on that motherfucker. But there is no line with him. Not even a little bit. Nobody sees. So I understand how some people would feel. Like I said, I've seen some people at Netflix or stage no walkout because of what he said. And I can't see whether they're right or wrong. I was just saying, like I said, if you watch the whole thing, it's like his show, his specials are kind of like life in roller coasters. There's a lot of bumps, ups and downs, some crazy stuff that happen in the middle. But at the end goal is the end goal. It's just he just has a way, like I said, that he wouldn't be Dave Chappelle without doing how he words and how he chooses to get to the end, as you said, Timmy Oliver. So I would say just watch the whole thing, get to the end, and make your judgments after that. And
Right.
hopefully, like you just said, people can have some real honest conversations where both side listens to the other side. And it's not just one side spilling out their emotion and someone says something opposing and then they get deemed as being phobic or whatever.
Yeah.
So
But because the clip that keeps circulating around, when he makes the example out of the baby and the difference, you can shoot an N word, but you can't hurt a gay person's feelings. And I'm like, examine that before we just say, oh my God, no, 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 no. Think about what we just said. And that is not an attack, at least from where I'm sitting. And if anybody want to try to come at me in the comment section, I'm actually open to hearing it. But think about that. What he's intimating to me is there's a certain level of disposableness. There's a certain level of black life being disposable, unless it is connected to the LGBTQ community. And then on the other side of that is the LGBTQ community, especially the Black trans community, saying literally our lives are way more disposable than anything else, even to Black people. There's the chasm. There is the chasm. Dave Chappelle had years of the Dave Chappelle show using the N word and going in on Black people. Nobody has shit to say. The last 2, 3 specials where he's going in on the LGBTQ community, he's deemed to be canceled. Both, and it's like goes back to what you said. Both things can be true, but what I do know for sure is there's a chasm. Because for me personally, and you can, and I think I can speak for you on this one, but feel free to do so. When we said Black Lives Matter, it was all encompassing. It wasn't Black Lives Matter except you trans motherfuckers. That's not how that went. If you Black trans, Black gay, black whatever the fuck you are, if you Black, you my people. If I see one of these pigs trying to fuck with you, I'm taking their head off. There's no conditions with that. Cause I get it, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, but for me, if you Black and you until you prove to me otherwise, like that fuck ass little Boosie who needs to be euthanized, yeah, I said it. For example, if you Black, you my people. I don't care what you I quote unquote identify as. Not as if I'm ignoring it, but the bigger thing is we in an all hands on deck situation. We got white supremacy and bullshit to deal with. I ain't got time to be mad at you because you want to identify as something other than what you might have been born as. There's bigger fish to fry. My rule is simple. Yo, what are your pronouns? Nice to meet you. What's up, Ross? What's your pronouns? Okay, cool. You fucks with law enforcement? No? All right, cool. You down the cause of indigenous people? You down with Black liberation? You you down into racism? Shit, you cool with me? Just that simple.
yeah, but that's you. Like I said, the other side of it, which I actually do understand, where they're coming from is, like I said to you off air, yeah, I agree that when we say Black Lives Matter, we mean everybody. That's you and me. That's how we think. That's not how everybody else think. Because, like I said, they've, and I think you said something has been statistically proven that they've come to harm by their own people, like Black trans people, or especially I guess Black trans women, are more in danger around us. So if they feel like, nah, we gotta have like a separate thing too with the Black Lives Matter thing, because our own people can't be trusted. Like, we want people, but you want to do harm to me or don't trust me or disrespect me constantly. So how can I be like, yeah, 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 for the cause, but my own people set me to the side? So now I got to fit in with just the gay community or whatever, and identify with them more because they're more willing to accept me. Well, until they realize that they're white, then it's not much acceptance there. But other than that, I can see I see your side, and I can see their side from a perspective like, look, I understand why you kind of want to separate and why you say Black trans lives matter because we don't value them like that as in our own people. Me, not saying you, not saying me, but in the community, it is kind of like that. But I'm with you though. Like I said, everybody, if you with the cause, I don't care what you identify as or whatever. I don't care. You with the cause, I don't. Then you with the cause. We good people. Until you prove you're not good people, then that's it. So I try not to judge based on people's look, skin color, whatever. Like I said, I'm more curious what's in your mind, your heart, and your soul.
Right.
And if everything checks out with that, then you good. I don't care. But
Cause it's
most
like
people don't think that way.
I like, you know, Jim Jones, come on your block. Like, which homie was it? Like, if it's folks fucking with trans people, black trans people, just because, who point them out? Like, which homie was it? Let me know so we can get it done. Because I don't even see how you got the damn energy right now. We still got black folk getting murdered by these pigs. Something disturbing that I saw. I'm not sure if you saw that shit I sent you. These pigs, I think it was in Ohio. I apologize, I don't have it in front of me. But all you gotta do is Google it. Black man pulled out a paraplegic black man pulled out his fucking car by one of these pigs by his hair. You know, and I'm like, I do believe again, Jolly Good Ginger spoke about on his page. That's what brought to my attention. But he literally was telling you, I'm paraplegic, sir. I can't step out the car. Hello? Hello, like what else? And you know, because of his history and what I told a weed charge from years ago, they want to have the dogs come sniff his car. Like based off of what? Again, find me the white paraplegic kid that gets snatched out of their car by their hair. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying, please let me know. But again, it's just one of those things where it's making news because it should, but it's also making news because white cop on black person yet the fuck again. And the thing I want to tell people, let it not be lost. And I'm not being contradictory here. Let it not be, do not let the racial component override the overall issue. I just saw a post on Brother Sean King's page not too long ago that there are NYPD officers that took prostitutes on dates, essentially, not dates as in themselves, but to and from. The most corrupt organization are pigs. The most organized and biggest gang in this country ain't the Vice Lords, ain't Bloods, ain't Crips. It's the men and women in blue. And I say this disrespectfully. If you're mad at that, fuck you. You are literally the descendants of slave catchers. There is no policing reimagined. You fuckers need to be disbanded. End of story. I hope nothing happens. You gotta call 911. Me too, because I might smack the shit out you for showing up late. Just saying. But my absolute venom towards law enforcement over. Um, I it's too many of these pigs that don't see us as human. And when I say us, I just don't mean black people. I mean people.
I mean,
Like, I mean people.
humans can be, like I said, man. It's they're based off of white supremacism that's still in place. And like I said, a mentality that's still in place. And power hungry. Like I said, I don't know what to do. I know we made a joke like probably a long time ago on this podcast, like having like robot cops or RoboCop or something. Like,
I saw that post ironically. I saw that not too long ago. You're absolutely right.
It's like
People were still like, nah.
Would the world be better if we just had robots being cops? I would probably still say nah, but because
I think it would. I think it would. I absolutely think it would.
I think it would in the beginning. Like I said, it's just artificial intelligence and robots with actual bodies that can actually do damage. It's like T2 Matrix, like I don't know, but I robot, but I don't know, but my premise is just like people in power just can't be trusted, and humans just can't be trusted. That's simple as it. It don't even matter what race or whatever you are at that point. It just, in my opinion, humans can't be trusted. That's what they say. All power corrupts. Absolutely. whatever.
Absolute power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
So
technically, no one should have absolute power, but
yeah, but they do.
all right, yo.
So and that will probably never go away ever in our whole existence. So since that's the case, people just can't be trusted. Like that's why we have these dash cams and whatever the hell that shit's called, go whatever. But I don't, like I said, I don't know, man.
It's just no policing reimagined. Get rid of that shit. We need a whole new structure. We need a whole new thing, top to bottom. More lighthearted stuff. I'm on fire about the new James Bond movie. I'm going to see that this weekend. They got me. They got me. I actually want to see Lamb. Another movie head said Lamb was good. I'm concerned. I don't hear good. Like when it seems like one of what they call movie house movies. It's artsy and this and that. But I'm trying to figure out where the horror. Because you know when they show the trailer, like this movie's rated R because of bloody, violent images, da 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 da. But you see the trailer and it's like a kid lamb. So I'm like, where's the? I'm a little nervous already. Where's the blood and horror? Where's the blood and guts gonna come from if you got a kid as a lamb? It's just way too many places the mind can go.
If like I said, if I watch that movie, I see some intercourse between two and stuff that I'm
Stop, yo.
But
Stop, yo.
But nah, because they would go that way. It is a foreign movie, and you know about foreign movies, they don't hold nothing back.
Stop. Dude. Okay, so did you know there was a Hostel 3?
What? From back in the day, or just coming out?
No, the movie. Okay, you remember the Hostel series, right?
Right.
Pretty much turned into torture porn.
Yeah.
There was a part 3. It is on Netflix. Do not waste the 90 minutes. They went soft. It's almost as if someone told them this is torture porn. Dude, so here are the kills. Here are the kills, right? The first 2 is Hostel, mind you. Hostel had some really like, oh my God, kills. The first kill is a dude tied to a chair and a doctor cuts his face off. Ooh. The next kill is a girl tied down and they pour like some sugar or something, some liquid sugar on her face and chest, and cockroaches eat her.
Sound like some creep show type kills.
Creep show was better. Creep show was actually better. That was 83. I'm like, Hostel went soft. It was already a bad movie. But at least the kills were like, oh, damn. Yo, that was Hostel. That was Hostel 3. Don't watch
cutting
it.
Somebody's face off. That's not bad. I mean,
it's horrible.
I mean, it's bad, but I'm saying
as far
like,
as
in horror terms, that's still you still doing something.
We've seen it in Texas Chainsaw Massacre already with Leatherface. Like it's not.
What I mean, how many different? Well, there was 1,000 ways to die. So I mean, how many ways can you kill somebody? That's different.
Right. Like so, between Hostel, Saw, and Final Destination, you had to think of some really interesting, especially Final Destination. Like, who thought up like you're gonna get in the tanning booth? We're just gonna not let it open. You're gonna burn a tanning booth. Like after a while, it's like, okay, you slipped in the eyeball. Okay, cool. But like Hostel, like you had some quote unquote epic kills, and this one, don't watch it. It's like 1.5 scoops. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. It's horrible. I didn't even know they had a part 3. And as far as horror goes, I watched the unrated version of Evil Dead remake. Bravo. Just it's a party when you saw your arm off. Bravo. But I say all that to say, Halloween comes out this weekend. Can't wait. I'll probably catch that next weekend. I hope it's not bad. That's all I got. I hope it's not bad.
Like, man, I'm about to go kill him myself, bro. Like, I'm like, how many times has he not died?
Well, this is it. This is like the last one ever.
They said that like, about the last one. We thought he was dead, and now he's back. A burning building. He
But
survived.
we saw how he got the burning building. Because it was the trapdoor basement, blah blah blah, and the fire department. Is that like okay? As far as movie serial killers go, slasher flicks, this one is actually believable. Like somebody went, I think it was part 7. Somebody went and dug up Jason, right? And while he was in the coffin, they stuck like some long ass spear in his chest. But suddenly it starts to rain, and lightning hits the spear, and of course brings Jason to life. Along of all the things that could have possibly happened, this was actually believable. The house is on fire. The fire department came. They tried to rescue somebody thought was dead. It just happened to be Michael Myers. It's actually believable. It's like, oh, that's how he lived. It makes sense.
Yeah, dude, myself, bro.
It's not like it is still this the craziest horror movie premise ever. The new Child's Play. It's still just
Chucky can't die either. He's had the worst deaths out of all the slasher villains. Been exploded, melted, got his head blown off, and he keeps coming back. I like at least his thing is he's a freaking doll, so technically his soul can just go into another doll. Right. So Michael Myers, like he's still human at this point. So how the hell is he surviving all this shit? Same thing with Jason. He's human. How the hell are they surviving all this shit?
Well, they said, Michael Myers, the more he kills, the closer he gets to evil. Sorry, I had to use the Drax voice.
Hey.
had to use the Drax voice.
You see how close you gonna get when I unleash the whole clip, double tap, set you on fire, drown you, all types of shit. Nah, you ain't coming back with me. So, nah, man, fuck that.
Yeah. But what else we got? You got anything else, bro? We kind of came off the dome with this one. The versus BX versus BK, Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One. You got anything on this, or just wait for your time?
Like if you don't live outside the 716, you probably don't care. Or if you weren't born when the dinosaurs were alive, then you probably don't care. But
wow, we got jokes. I come from a trash rap era. Continue.
I got Kendrick M.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't. Your era is right now, and you have.
This is not right now. That's not my era.
Yeah,
this is a new era.
And Kodak Black. Dumb yo people.
No, those are younger than me. That's dumb yo people. No, it's not. That's not my
Kodak
era.
Black.
That's not my era. My era was the 90s and the 2000s, the 2010s, and after that, that's not my era. This is the new generation.
Wow. So, wow.
My era was not trash. But this new shit, man. Hey,
are you calling Southern rap trash? Okay, cool.
No. Like I said, there's some good gems out. You got Rapsy Cole, all them, Killer Mike. You got some people, man. Toby, Lil Tum Tum.
I believe you just. I would pause. Just. I gotta live here.
Tum. I'm not saying that to be a sarcastic asshole like I usually am. I'm saying that because when I go back to Dallas, to the Texas area, the Dallas area, and we go to the club and they play that, I'm gonna lose my shit. I might start a mosh pit. Just start swinging.
I'm gonna kill us. I'm gonna G.
Tum Tum is the greatest boy. Greatest rapper. I don't care what you say, bro.
Oh God. Oh, I gotta live here, sir. Would you chill, please? Would you chill?
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being serious. Like, son, like when you played that for me, I was like, yo, this dude got talent. Like, I can see why the clubs is going crazy because they play that here. I'm tips. Yeah, but
oh God.
Okay. Southern rap ain't. I'm not on your tip, like I said. Southern rap ain't trash. Some stuff is trash, yes, but
95% of it is trash. Continue.
I live here. I'm in the South. Why would you say it? But
I mean, whatever, yeah, whatever. Be 95% of Southern rap is trash. Yeah, I said it. You know, I'm like the meme. 95% of Southern rap is trash. Sign up. Prove me wrong.
Hater. But
Oh no, because
nah.
the verses is going to be a clinic in what real MCing is about. So
Yeah,
no, you can't
but
hate.
yeah,
You can't hate when you come from the era of what a real MC is. Sorry.
I mean, they're the freaking godfathers of lyricism on it. Like, the only thing you're missing is Rakim. You got the three, like, if it's a Mount Rushmore of like the Godfathers of hip hop, two, like those three would probably be on it. So, I mean, yeah, I will watch, or if I remember to, just because because I'm a fan of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Lyricism, but 99% of the world ain't gonna freaking care.
Oh no, there's no one outside of the 718, the tri-state area, but it's fine. That's sad. I mean, I hope they put it on a 24-hour loop from Virginia and below so they can get an idea of what a real MC is supposed to be. Oh my bad. Sorry. Yo, Kendrick and Control. Step your bars up. Nobody would have anything to say. Trap beats are boring. They all sound the same. Your whole iggity
They're
wiggity
starting.
bibbity bibbity bibbity. You know, Migos is ass. We knew it then. We know it now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, stop, yo. But T.I. doesn't suck, but he's not as good as y'all think he is.
Nah, feature Ti, something different.
Yeah, no argument for me there. No argument for me there.
You just gotta get that Ti. You get that Ti 24/7.
You know, but yeah, I don't even know how to take on this. I think it depends. Put it this way: if it's standard format, just 20 for 20, Kane ain't got the catalog. Let's be real. That's kind of how Big Daddy Kane fell off, quote unquote. As the game went on, he started being more, Superman lover and catering to women, which isn't bad. But he ain't got the catalog. He got a couple of albums out there that's just like he got bars, but he ain't got the catalog. We go 2020, Chris is gonna kill him. Now, if we get into some real MC shit, some battle shit, some bar for bar shit, okay. That see, I get everybody wanted Kane versus Rakim, but Rakim admittedly ain't a battle rapper, but his pen game is like God level, of course. But we want to go bar for bar. Oh, Kane and Chris is what's good. BX versus BK, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
and like KRS ain't a battle MC.
That's my point. That's why we go 20 for 20. It's a wash. KRS-One is just gonna wash Kane. But we go bar for bar, at least that's gonna be interesting. That's
Yeah.
gonna be dope. Because KRS-One, he already said I got a diss track for any MC in the top 10 any given moment. Damn, bro.
I would like him to release that.
You're like,
some man just want to see the world
burn. What Batman a rap? Like I got a plan to kill anybody in Justice League.
Like, yeah, he got contingencies for everybody. Yo, I would like to see that, sir. I would like to see you say something to Black Dog. I would like to see you say something to M. I would like to see you say something to Rakim.
Black Dog is in top 10 MCs. Like on the charts, he mean. No, I mean, of course, but he's talking about, all of the big name artists. So I'd love to hear a Drake diss track. Just to, and it's one of those.
He got demolished already. I don't want to hear that.
Really? By who? Who demolished Drake?
Pusha T.
Wavy hand. It
wasn't
because like all you did was make it personal. That wasn't cannabis eating LL. Like, that was different.
Personal, but there was no answer to it.
But see, the problem was Drake is so ill, he had already answered it. That's the part where it's like it's not a diss anymore.
Nah, he didn't answer all.
See, everybody thought it was, only love my bed and my mama, I'm sorry. And we didn't realize at the time my bed is his son's name. So he wasn't actually that was the trick in the bar. So you can't really diss somebody about not acknowledging the kid.
He said way more.
He literally acknowledged it in the song.
He said way more than just about his son. He talked about his dying friend. talked about his pops. He talked about his pigment. He even had a picture of Drake in blackface when he was a kid. Like he went full out, full disrespect. Like I'm surprised the Canadian cannoli himself did not have a hit put out on this dude, because that's exactly what I would have did. You got too fucking personal. That is probably the most disrespectful song I ever heard in my freaking life.
Nah, I'm
I
probably
know
gonna
Hit 'em Up
go.
is up there and all that, but no,
No,
I
not
can't.
even. Hit him up. And I thought about it. Somebody said hit him up. And by the way, for the listeners, we're talking about Tupac's diss track hit him up. Somebody said hit him up was trash. I was like, what? But I was like, it really kind of was. Cause Pac's verse had punch, but the Outlaws and the other dudes, yeah, wavy hand. Like Against All Odds, honestly, Against All Odds by Pac was a lot more oof.
No, that was
Oof.
probably his best diss song.
Ooh, Puffy, let's be honest. You a punk and you was sleeping with gloves. Like, yo, did you literally just invite dude to fight for real? Like, it ain't even about lyrics no more. Let's fight. That's the realest shit ever. Like, yo, whatever, let's go fight right now.
That's Pop.
Like, I would just beat you up. Like, how about that? And you know, Puff, that was just the furthest thing that he was ever gonna do.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that reminds me. Did you hear about what Fat Joe said
oh
about?
boy, I'm almost scared.
I
What?
think he said, I can't remember right, but I think it was the baby. He was like, the baby is the modern day Tupac. I'm like, Joe, you just, if someone
You
could
just
just stain their legacy, it's just you. It's you.
like I said, listen, if you want to take the heat off the fact that you a Latino that gets way too comfortable using the N-word, just say that, bro. Because you ain't making no sense. You ain't
Modern day
making no.
baby, the modern day Tupac. He, like he's one, he ain't the revolutionary that Pac was. Two, he's not even the artist that Pac was.
Not even a little bit. Like just on that note, I think we gonna call it a day. On that note, I can't, yo. That just made my brain hurt. But okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for rocking with us. We ain't want to leave you hanging. Apologize for the quote unquote seeming lack of structure, but really sometimes we just want to kick it. And like I said, I've said this numerous times. Our podcast is literally the extension of the real life conversations this guy and I have. And this time, it felt more like a conversation us kicking it. I hope you guys can rock with it. As always, feel free talk your shit in the comment section if you'd like. Please share, subscribe it, like it. We appreciate you all. But same bad time, same bad channel. We are out currently looking for dope guests. So if you want to be a guest, even if you don't agree with what we say, that actually makes us want to contact you more. Feel free, comment section, email. Believe me, we will get at you. But until next time, on behalf of this guy and myself, same bad time, same bad channel next week. Yeah, I said it podcast. Peace.
Yeah.